See that trail over there? Yeah, the one leading upwards. That's the one we need to take. Right over there. This is like a legit forest. Nice.
This is Kaushal.
This is Kaushal.
This is Kaushal.
Kaushal.
Writer, motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker. Writer, motivational speaker.
Hello people, this is Kaushal, writer, motivation speaker and life coach. This is going to be the first episode of the series that we're going to do on meditation. Yep, it's going to be different, and this one's going to be longer, this episode. I love hiking on these offbeat trails, and quite often I'm going to tell you, it's the locals who tell me that it's not worth it. It's the locals who often tell me, to not go on my own. And I'm amazed. Seriously, I am amazed just how little, quite often, look at the view behind me first. Yeah, just how little, quite often, the locals know where they live. And I think we have a tendency to do that. We have a tendency to take where we are, what we're surrounded by, for granted. I mean, I've come so far. I've come all this way to search for this clarity, this peace, this tranquility. And when I asked the locals, when I even looked at the blogs, vlogs, things to do in Dhanolti, things to do in Tehri, and all they're talking about is all the commercialized stuff that we do in the city all the time. There's no fun in that. There's no fun traveling a place like you're a tourist. A lot of people, you live in the cities that people from other places, they come to explore, they come to visit, and you don't know anything about that place. You don't know anything at all. And that's exactly what I'm kind of illustrating here. I'll give you a nice view of the climb along the way, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy a talk that we have when I reach the top. And I'm on my way to, we'll just see.
तपोवन में क्या है, मतलब ऊपर तपोवन में क्या है? तपोवन में ऊपर क्या है? हैं? अच्छा, मतलब कुछ खास देखने का नहीं है, नहीं? हाँ जी, ये तपोवन का रास्ता यहीं से है? तपोवन जाने का रास्ता यहीं से है? अच्छा, here we are. See that trail over there? Yeah, the one leading upwards. That's the one we need to take. Right over there. This is like a legit forest. Nice.
Now this is still one of the best forest trails that, I've been through in recent times. The Tehri is not as dense as the Pauri, Garhwal area. It's not as dense as a lot of treks in Himachal. I remember one of my first treks when I was trekking in Tungnath. I took a shortcut because it was election time, and I either had to take that shortcut to reach the destination in time, or I'd be stuck there for 3-4 days because there'd be no transport. And this is pretty cool. Look at it. Still light coming in. When you're going through dense forests, the trees, they make a canopy, and after a point of time, you kind of begin to feel scared because there's just no light coming in.
Look, you see the track on the right? It seems like the track that will lead you upstairs, to where you want to go. But that's not the one. I'll tell you why. Look at this track towards the left. You see the cutting at the top that's a lot wider. So, and you look at those look at those loose stones over there. So that is a characteristic of the trek that is most often used by people. And also animal droppings, if you can see, they're a very good clue to understand which is the right path to take, because in these offbeat treks quite often what happens is you don't really know what's the right way, and the locals themselves quite often they don't go on these paths because it doesn't interest them, and so it's very easy to get lost. But you just have to pay close attention, like a little bit of detective work in understanding, okay, which seems more likely to be the path that is taken by people and that is taken by animals for grazing, etc. And that is usually the path that will lead you to some place or some sort of road or path that will connect you to where you're trying to go. So just a small tidbit there. I hope it helps. This is where it begins to get a little bit scary. Why? Can you see that the light is slowly dimming down, right? Trees are getting bigger, rocks are getting bigger, the foliage is getting dense, and so you become more and more unsure of yourself as you go through these paths, because there's not much light coming in. Look at this dam. It's scary, man. Quite often you feel a little bit scared, and you do feel scared because inside, when there are not many people, you're questioning yourself as well. Am I on the right path? Am I on the right path? But remember what I told you. Look, you see, stones all the way. See, there were a lot more stones on this path, and see how it has opened up towards the top. Yeah, whenever in doubt, usually it's the wider trail with more stones that leads you out of the forest. And here we are. Oh yeah, oh my god, this is amazing. This is exactly like one of the peaks that I visited in Nainital. Wow, it's too similar. Oh my god, look at it. And as you can see, a little bit embarrassing and shameful, but yeah, somebody lit a fire here, so we're on the right track. We're moving in the right direction. There is not a soul around for miles. Can you hear the silence? You can hear the birds. And if you pay close attention, you can even listen to the bees. My God, can you hear that? That's a bee. Nice. We should have a conversation now, I think, about the episode, right? The first episode. Oh yeah. Let's get to the top of that hillock over there. Yeah. Let's talk over there on a 360-degree view of this place. That's gonna be amazing. Problems that we face. You see that part over there? You see that dense foliage making a cave-like structure? That could easily be where a wild animal is resting or lives, and you go up through there and you have an unpleasant encounter. So avoid that. Take the trail towards the outside of the mountain. That's always better. You don't cross their paths, they don't cross your paths. Life is easy for everybody. Just to give you a perspective where we're coming from. Over down there, remember? On top here, the foliage is pretty dense. we cannot climb down through the other side. You know, that's like a legit dense forest. So we're just gonna have to take that trail over there in the distance. You see that? Yeah, that's a better place. It'll take us to the top over there as well. And you see there's a fence over there, you know. Pardon this, it's I just, you know, I had to take a stick with me. You see that fence over there? Yeah, that shows that, you know, there's some sort of settlement, so you can always come down from that side. So here we go, moving along this path that I showed you at the top of that hillock over there. Look, that's where we were, at the top. Yep. And now we're here. I know. Great conditioning. Yeah. Go for a hike at least once a month. You'll get into shape too. Yep. And eat a lot. People these days, oh man, they just don't eat, man. Seriously. You need to eat. If you don't eat, you don't have any energy for thinking, working out, exercising. But at some point my lecture's got to end and we've got to reach a nice place where we can confidently say that we'll come down from, and at the same time where we can shoot a good video. So searching, I don't think I'm that likely to find a place like that, but still searching. Man, I'm thinking about the way down. Seriously, I still have to go down, man. All this is beautiful, all this is nice, all this is wonderful, but just bear in mind, you gotta go down too. And here in the mountains, you know, 3-4 p.m. can start seeming like it's almost nightfall. Yeah, I don't think we'll have an alternate way of getting down. We'll just have to go down that path that we came from. Let's just find a spot here.
Okay guys, this seemed like the best place for me to do this, because every other place, man, if you look around me, every other place is just too dense, you know? You see that? And already here, I mean, kind of disconcerting. Whenever you're in the middle of the forest, you always feel like there's 1,000 eyes watching you. And yeah, so it's best to stay in the middle. And there's you know, this plain area all around me. There are no caves, etc., nothing. And so this is where we can finally shoot the first episode of our meditation series. Hi guys, this is Kaushal, writer, motivational speaker, and life coach. And this is the first episode of our series on meditation. Where we're shooting, this place literally means Tapo 1, the forest of meditation. And if you followed my journey, if you followed my trek up to the top, you would know that the first thing that you need to understand about life, and this is actually, I think it's a Chinese proverb, that there are many ways to the top of the mountain. There's not one way, there's not two ways, there are many ways. The second thing, you see how I'm alone in this episode. There's no Ron, there's nobody to help me make the videos. Even the camera is just set up against the rock because the climb was so demanding. I just couldn't have carried a tripod with me. It would have made for a good defense. definitely good defense. But it would have hindered me. So it's just my phone set up against the rock, the battery charger attached along with it. And this is where I am. If there is something that you need to understand about meditation, it's this. You can have a beautiful wife, spouse, you know, beautiful husband, beautiful wife. You can have amazing pets. You can have amazing friends. You can have amazing colleagues. But when it comes to making the journey of self-discovery, you're on your own. There's nobody to help you. You have to make that journey on your own. You have to be the best judge of what is the right path or the wrong path. People can at best give you an idea if you are headed in the right general direction, but you can't really count on it. You have to do it alone. Nobody can tread your path for you. Nobody can put in the amount of effort that is needed to make yourself into a better person. Not your spouse, not your best friend, not your employees, nobody. And so the first thing to understand is that unless and until you get comfortable with solitude, there is no amount of spiritual growth that can happen. I know a lot of people say that, start off with becoming still, imagining a nice place, and all of these things. Well, with due respect to them, I do not really subscribe to that point of view when it comes to meditation. I follow more of the Buddhist side. I follow more of the Zen methodology. I follow more of the Tao methodology as well. Zen, Taoism, doctrines of Buddhism. And Buddhism talks about balance. Meditation in Buddhism is about balance. And to understand what balance is, the simplest thing that Zen masters say, chop the wood, fetch the water. What does that mean? It means that you're not going to become enlightened by, just going to some place, receding away from the world, and then hoping that some sort of bulb lights up in your mind and you become enlightened, or you gain better clarity about your life, or you gain better clarity about your situation. Suddenly wisdom dawns upon you. No. It doesn't work like that. The work that you have to do is the work that you have to do. And you have to do that work on your own. That's the first thing that you need to understand about meditation. I have so many clients, and I often tell them, you should start meditating. Meditation is something that you really need on the basis of your situation, on the basis of the aims that you want to achieve. You really need to meditate. And it's very difficult for them to just be alone with their thoughts. And so I always started with, we have to start with getting you alone. We have to start with making you feel comfortable just being in your own company. And in being with your own company, the reason that people are running away from that is because when you are in your own company, you think about the bills that you have to pay. You think about the ambitions that you have that are still lying unaccomplished. You think about the problems that you have. You think about the conflict that you have. Man, you need to understand. The only person who is going to get you out of those situations is you. This is the first rule of meditation. Chop the wood, fetch the water. And you're going to have to be the person to do it. If you want a better perspective about your problems, if you want a better perspective about life, the only way that you're going to get that perspective, the only way that you're going to get that clarity is by doubling down on the work that needs to be done. Monks are not made up of seclusion. Monks are not made up of running away from their problems. Read Autobiography of a Yogi. I encounter so many clients. Can you lead us to the path of moksha? Can you tell us what is the path of moksha? And the path towards moksha, my friend, is not in leaving your responsibilities and just going away someplace. That is not moksha. That is not moksha. Swami Vivekananda was opposed to this idea that you can just give your life up and go someplace. Even the Buddha, he went away, but he came back. Once he became enlightened, he came back. Even Ashoka, once he became spiritually awakened, he did not stop being king. He just became a different sort of a king. Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson at his prime was a beast. I mean, I'm a lot into boxing. I love it. Mike Tyson at his prime was a beast, and he was involved in some of the most, ridiculous controversies a person can get into. He went to prison, and after that, as he matured, he found better perspective about life, but he didn't stop being a fighter. He didn't stop that. He became a different kind of a fighter. He made a comeback at the age of 50, man. And now he says, for me, fighting is like meditation. I don't think of it in the same way that I used to before. It's not for the cash, it's not for the accolades, it's not for the fame, it's not for the women. Now, for me, it's a form of meditation. You ask any top athlete, you ask any great music director, any great singer, any great artist, reaching the highest state of your potential is a form of meditation. And you can only reach that place, you can only reach that state when you're okay being with yourself. And you don't have to drastically, just find a place away from all of that. Do that. If it helps you, do that. But understand, even in reaching a place like that, there's a lot of effort involved. You see, in being here, in coming here, arriving here, you see the effort that we put in from the bottom when we started walking, making our way up here. There is effort. There's effort involved. If you've not been maintaining your body, you can't just come here. If you don't know how to trust yourself, you can't just come here. You'll get lost. You'll be like, oh my God, man, I'm in the right direction or not. 1,000 ideas will come to yourself. But the only way that you can create balance within you, the only way that you can bring yourself to that Zen state is when you realize you gotta fetch the water and chop the wood. And the rider here is what I told you at the very beginning. There are multiple ways to the top of the mountain. This is just a perspective that I can give you. You choose to follow this perspective, good. You may not choose to follow this perspective if it does not agree with you, if it does not agree with your journey. That's fine. That's your journey. But whatever journey, whatever methodology, whatever doctrine, whatever set of ways that you follow, you have to understand, if at the end of the day, you are uncomfortable being with just yourself, meditation is a train that has not even left the station for you, and it will never do that. Because to close your eyes is even an advanced stage. People think meditation is to close your eyes. No, man, no. Closing your eyes is later. First, it's coming into the right position. First, it's coming into the right mudra. First, it's coming into the right state of mind. First, it's coming into the right balance where you can breathe in a way that you can calm yourself down and commit to arriving at some place. And that's the thing. Meditation is not about arriving anywhere. Meditation is a journey from yourself to yourself. And as I said, the multiple paths to the top of the mountain. Even the Buddha said to his followers, if my path does not agree with you, if anything that I say does not agree with you, man, he didn't say it like that, obviously, but he said, man, go and find your own path. Fine, it's fine. Like Thomas Edison said, I've just discovered 10,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. And even with the Buddha, he experimented with many different schools of thought until finally he reached this state of balance, the middle path. Okay, guys? So I think I've given you a pretty long video. I had to make up for all the time that I was gone. I apologize. There was nothing that I can do. And guys, please like, share, subscribe. I just am not the kind of person, who says these things. So just do it automatically yourself. Subscribe, push the bell icon so that whenever I post, you can get notified. And follow my Instagram, check out my books, follow my Facebook. It's all over there in the description. And yeah, I mean, it was difficult, Corona and everything. A lot of plans that they got pretty disturbed, and I always wanted to complete that series. Always wanted to. This what I'm doing right now. This is my real passion. Live limitless. This is like my dream project, and I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to continue to do it. I'm dedicated to doing it. I'm like an ant. And this is something my friend Ron, he said to me. He said that we were discussing animals, what a favorite animal. I said, I love the horse because, horses are these kind of creatures that a racehorse will sometimes run so hard that it'll burst its heart out. And Ron said, I like the ant. I said, why do you like the ant? Because, it never gives up and all that. He said, no, that's the thing. There's a thing about the ant. If an ant is carrying something towards the anthill, towards the nest, and it leaves it somewhere, it keeps going back to collect it until it finds it. Such is the level of doggedness. Such is the level of persistence in an ant. I'm an ant, man. You can add too. Okay, man. So on that note, it's time to end this very long video, guys. See you in the next part pretty soon. Don't worry, I'm gonna keep posting these videos now. I'll try to post them, once a week. Let's see. But I'm dedicated to this project. I'm gonna keep finding great places for meditation. So this is Live Limitless, season 1.2, first episode done. Jay Kaushal signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.
Guys, please do not litter. Please do not litter. When you go to these wonderful places, I mean, I don't know what to do. I really want to collect this trash and take it with me, but I don't even have enough space. I have done that a few times, but just don't do it and stop anybody from doing it. And in case you ever spot trash like this, try to carry it with you. They found plastic at the deepest parts of the ocean where even sunlight cannot reach. So you can understand how much of a problem plastic waste is. Okay? So there's just something that I wanted to add here.